Pa dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena. Macarena.
Heck yeah, man. A big game at home for the Montreal Canadiens playing the Carolina Hurricane. The Canes, top in the Metropolitan. As they said, like 40 times in the TSN broadcast, a real measuring stick type game. Montreal's been okay against Carolina recently. Can they do it tonight? Let's talk about it.
These 2 points.
This is playoff hockey. We're experiencing playoff hockey currently. Getting down to the wire, teams that are still in the game, they want to make examples out of their opponents. They want to see how the competition adds up, and they want to see themselves get put ahead of their opponents that are still in the race. And especially when you're talking about the East, things are tight. Every point is worth a lot, and you're going to see these teams fighting tooth and nail against each other. But what do the Canadiens have in store for us tonight? Before we get into it, first of all, just want to thank the community for all your support, all your love in the comments. Thank you so much for all the kind words. We're growing. We want to continue towards the path of 23,000 subscribers. Can you help me out? Hit that subscribe button. Follow along. Who's playing for the Habs tonight? That's kind of important. I'll tell you who's not playing for the Canes. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Healthy scratch tonight. Man, that's a shame. La formation de départ. Tonight's starting lineup. Nos attaquants, our forwards. We got Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Newhook, Kapanen, Demidov, Bolduc, Evans, Texier, Anderson, Deneau, Gallagher. Nos défenseurs, our defensemen, Matheson, Dobson, Gouli, Carrier, Struble, Hudson, and nos gardiens, our goalies. Dobes is in net tonight. Fowler, warming the bench. Anderson's back. Yeah, I guess he's having problems with his shoulder. Wanted to rest it a little bit so he can, continue his physical game. I think that's the rumor anyway. I don't know if that's official. So we get things started. Game's just started, and it kind of feels like the Canes are going to figure out ways to put pressure on the offensive zone all night. They're coming out pretty strong. The Canadiens don't seem to have an answer. And then Josh Anderson makes his presence felt already in this game when he takes an early penalty right off the faceoff, interference. The Habs are going to go on the penalty kill and, unfortunately, are not successful.
Backpedals. Svechnikov sends it cross ice again. Ehlers in front. Score!
Ehlers makes it 1-0. So he throws this one on net, and I think he's hoping for a deflection, but it gets deflected off Mike Matheson. He tries to put his stick in the lane and unfortunately gets tipped past Dobes. So not starting off very good, and it actually gets worse. Still on the attack, Carolina, making things tough for Dobes, but Dobes holding his ground pretty good, making a huge save on a breaking Taylor Hall. Montreal's struggling to get out of their own zone. They can't certainly find the Carolina zone, except when they're icing the puck. And they go down in shots by quite a lot in the first period.
Fires it in. Matheson with a stick. It hit him. Right in front. Staal waiting. Score!
Yeah, Staal makes it 2-0. Unfortunate here because Matheson drops his stick. It is kind of slashed out of his hand, but it's weak. I get them not calling this. Matheson really needed to hold on to his stick here because this leads to the goal, certainly. You're just hoping they get to the second period so maybe they can kind of re-strategize. I'm really feeling like they're not going to be able to do anything important in this first period.
9 games for Demidov and 1 point, an assist in his last 5. Here's Struble at the line. Wrist shot deflected. Score!
And I would be wrong because Kapanen scores, making it 2-1. Great work here by the second line, Demidov, Newhook, Kapanen. Great on the forecheck. Struble throws it in front. Kapanen gets a touch on it, and this fools Anderson. I see a lot of people in the comments and even my own wife asking me, why aren't they playing Jack-Guy? He brings a physical game, and it's a kind of a missing element to the Canadiens right now. Well, Jayden Struble has been averaging around 14 minutes in ice time these last 2 games, so that could certainly be one reason why. He's also, got a point, 2 points recently. Tonight was his first point in the last 5 games. By and large, the defense was decent tonight. They were minimizing the high danger shots, but Dobson, scary giveaway here. Luckily, Dobes comes up big right before the end of the first. And then really right before the end of the first, Caulfield gets tripped, draws a penalty with seconds left. So returning from the intermission, they'll look forward to having a power play. So the first has come and gone. It was really Carolina's game this first period. They poured it on with 16 shots on goal. The Canadiens had 4 shots. The thing with the Habs, though, is they get better as the game goes on. So can they pick up things in the second? Second period starts. On the power play, Suzuki draws another penalty. It's going to be 5-on-3. But I'm nervous. I'm thinking about the other 5-on-3 opportunities they've had and kind of how embarrassing those opportunities were. But there's no way it's going to be bad like it was those times, right? Yes, actually, very bad. I'm not sure if they register a shot here, to be honest. That was the first unit. Bring on the second unit. Well, the second unit does get 2 good opportunities. Kapanen with a one-timer, but Anderson finds a piece of glove. Still, Montreal looks way more activated in the second period. Dobes continues to look activated. In the first period, he looked great. But who on the cast of characters for the Canadiens will be a difference maker?
Check with a stick. Up top. That tries stuff. Rebound. Score! Caulfield!
Yeah, when you say difference maker, Caulfield certainly comes to mind. He makes it 2-2, his 44th goal of the season. Caulfield is kind of cycling back here, but he gets left without coverage. Staal is puck watching, a rebound gets right to Caulfield, and we're all tied up. 2 goals on 8 shots. Anderson, yeah, having a rough one. Montreal is all about quality shots though, right? On the other side of the sheet, Dobes still making great saves, this time on Jalen Chatfield, who gets left all alone in front. I hate that, man. But yeah, Dobes looking really sharp. I think you see your goaltender playing well and, it gives you motivation. So headed back to the other side of the sheet again, Habs score.
Suzuki. Dobson. Waits. Shoots. Tip. Score! He did it again! Goal!
This initially looks like Caulfield's goal, but it is Slavkovsky's. I think what happens here is Dobson throws it in from the line. Caulfield gets an amazing tip on it, but it goes off of Slav's leg here. So he is credited with the goal. Great work, though, here from the first line. They've really been on a mission, I find. I think they felt a little humiliated in the first period because they were shut down like every shift. And if you needed any more evidence that they were on a mission, Montreal sustained a zone time, 2 shifts in the Kane zone. First line comes on, Suzuki, Caulfield, Slav. They're coming in waves. Suzuki finds the slot, but Anderson makes a great save. Demidov was in his bag tonight. He was playing like he had all the confidence in the world. And there was a shift where he is just absolutely dangling around players. I can't even show you the entire sequence because it's so long it would get copyright claimed. But talking about Demidov's confidence, more to come on that. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do because I really liked what happened here. A lot of hard work. This happens 40 times a game, but it doesn't get talked about a lot. And I think this is a really good example. Dobson and Matheson doing great hard work behind the net here. Hard forecheckers on Carolina, and they managed to get their sticks all up in the business, muscling their guys out, moving the puck up north, and yeah, just doing great work overall. Weird one here. Gouli and Martinook take dueling interference calls. Ridiculous how this happens. And this, I don't know. I'm kind of 2 ways about this. This probably should have just been a penalty for Gouli. And this is when we come back from the commercial break and we have Rod Brendan Moore doing funky moves, being very animated for the camera. I had to use that. Still in the second period, Carolina, again, taking another very late penalty. I think Carolina is typically pretty disciplined too, probably right in the middle of the league in terms of taking penalties. But they took some rough ones tonight. What's weird about this is it's a 4-on-3, right? And Martin St. Louis chooses to put Dobson out there instead of Hudson to quarterback this. And unfortunately, he bobbles a pass that gets turned around for a 2-on-1 on Dobes. Dobes luckily gets a glove on it and it goes high. As the period exhausts, Caulfield gets fed in front all alone but can't solve Anderson, who is very patient here. I can't believe that Cole Caulfield couldn't figure out Anderson with all this time, but yeah, no insurance goal. 10 shots for Carolina that period, 11 for Montreal, so they did beat them in shots. Montreal, it definitely felt like Montreal turned the tide in this period. Can they carry that into the third period? Not really. In a way, they do. They kind of do. But initially, they're looking very sleepy here. What's going on, guys? The game's not over. Then, talking about Demidov's confidence, he goes sicko mode here. Does basically everything, but he does not put it in the net. You feel like if he keeps doing this, he'll figure it out and he'll start to put these in. Wink. Then, oh man, I'm feeling for this guy. Bolduc gets a stick on a backdoor open net shot here, but can't find the angle to put it in. The monkey is firmly on this poor kid's back. He's experiencing the sophomore slump. Remember how he started this season. And now Anderson gets sprung in a beautiful play by Gouli and Gallagher, but he can't find the back of the net either, which is, happens. Carolina is now pressing. Montreal is stuck in their zone. Slav makes a critical mistake here. He's tired. He puts the puck over the glass. Delay of game. So they're going back on the PK. Kind of late in the game. This is their MO. They're making it hard on themselves. I've seen this story in the way that it ends 1,000 times. But Dobes flips the script on its head. He kills the power play and bails Slav out. And now later in the game, Montreal is finally going to get their insurance goal. And it happens in such an incredible way.
Pointed, bobbled on Miller. Look out! Demidov in! Breakaway! Demidov forehand score!
Ivan Demidov. Yeah, we get treated to an absolutely mind-blowing goal by our boy Demidov. The puck hops over Miller's stick here. Demidov shows him no mercy. What a goal. I hope after this he feels 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I want to see more of these. Now in another incredible sequence, Jake Evans all alone has a bunch of time in front of Anderson but can't solve the veteran goaltender. And then the puck goes the other way. Stankoven in all alone on Dobes, can't figure out Dobes, who has now made 33 saves. Time is ticking. Carolina is running out of time. Anderson is pulled. Dobes gets a puck dumped in on him. He winds up for the goalie goal, but Ehlers, the speedster, ruins that party. I gotta say, Montreal does excellently here on the 6-on-5. Carolina does get chances, but
Worked it free, down the ice,
Jake Evans puts in the dagger. And that's going to be it, folks. They lock up another huge 2 points. But I think the most important exclamation mark on this game is that they beat a team that is and has been built upon year after year after year. I think they've proved something to themselves tonight, and I hope that's what the lesson was. Because yeah, these are important points. The other thing is Dobes. He's locked in. He knows how to find his game. And you love to see it. I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a talking point this season. So yeah, this feels good. First line looked good. Caulfield, continues his march towards 50 goals. Slav, another goal tonight. Suzuki continues piling on the points. Kapanen, Demidov, their rookie campaigns look amazing. So a real feel-good game. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun watching that tonight. Tell me what you thought of the game. Tell me who your favorite player was tonight. Do you feel more confident with Dobes in net over Fowler? I know Fowler is like a heavy favorite for some individuals, but Dobes has been coming up so solid, and look at his wins. He's doing what Montembeault did for the team last season, finding wins, putting up big numbers for big games. All right, guys, I'm heading to bed. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being members. To all the members, thank you so much. Thank you for the Discorders. Love you guys. Hope you're having a good night. Sorry I didn't drop in tonight, but I had to do like a night shift cleaning in the kitchen. We left it kind of a mess, but you guys know what to do. Hit the like button. Helps out with probably something with the algorithm. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.